Okay, so I just spent a whole 24 hours only using my Apple Watch Ultra. It's currently 12:11 at midnight, finishing off the day at 20% battery life. So I put this thing to work, and I'm gonna be sharing with you all the good, bad, and unfortunately, ugly things about this entire experience of trying to replace my iPhone 14 Pro for the day. The best thing about the Apple Watch Ultra is the tremendous upgrade to battery life. I did all kinds of activities for over 24 hours, such as going for multiple outdoor walks for 30 to 40 minutes at a time with GPS navigation turned on and music streaming from Apple Music, or even hopping on phone calls that actually total to over an hour and 30 minutes of talk time. I also went to the grocery store and did some shopping throughout the day and made some occasional purchases with Apple Pay through the Apple Watch Ultra. It's 1:50 a.m. right now with the Apple Watch Ultra. I have 68% battery life. I'm gonna be honest, this sort of sucks. I keep consistently wanting to grab my iPhone here and to just use it and waste time and go on social media. As we talk about not wasting time, I find this really fun game on the App Store. It's like a little Pong game. Wow. This is what life is like without an iPhone. The ability to make phone calls from the Apple Watch actually works quite well. I do think it is highly dependent on the area that you live in. I live in downtown Toronto, so there really isn't any shortage of reliable cell towers around here. How would you say the audio quality is on the Apple Watch?
It's pretty clear.
Can you tell that it's an Apple Watch, or does this just sound like I'm on a phone?
Sounds like you're on phone.
And this is me talking to it like away from my mouth. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Like it's clear?
Sounds like, yeah.
Oh wow. What the heck?
Right, how's it feeling for you? Come on now. Work slowly down. 2, 1. Lower your dumbbell down.
Whew. Just finished that upper body workout on Apple Fitness Plus with the Ultra. I actually really like using Fitness Plus. I basically use it every single day. If you guys haven't tried it, I actually recommend you do. A lot of amazing workouts on there. Okay, so I'm just on my second walk right now outside in the mid-afternoon evening time with the Apple Watch Ultra, and I wanted to take the time to actually talk about iMessage. If you're wondering why I'm holding the watch to my mouth right now, it's because I'm actually recording all of the audio from the Ultra in the voice memo app, so you can get a good idea of how the microphone sounds in a really windy day. There's also a waterfall right behind here. There's cars driving all around me, so you can get a good idea of how the mic's gonna sound. But back to iMessage, the Apple Watch Ultra is a 49mm screen, so you do get the ability to actually see a full-sized keyboard and type out all of your messages straight from the screen. You would think that because the screen isn't really that big, you would accidentally press the wrong key with your finger, but that really isn't the case. Apple did a really good job where if you do want to type out your messages straight from the screen, you can. There actually isn't really that many accidental touches that I've experienced, but by far my favorite thing to do is to use Siri dictation. It is so quick. You just tell Siri what you want to say in the message, and then you can hit send right away, and it works just like that. Turn off my lights in the living room.
Coming right up.
Like that. And then the lights turned off there. Turn off lights in the bedroom.
I've sent the request.
And the lights in the bedroom go off. Turn back on all my lights.
You got it? Coming right up.
There we go. Back in business. GPS navigation also does work really well on the Apple Watch Ultra. I wanted to go to a local bubble tea store, just punched it in the watch, walked over, and I bought myself a hot chocolate milk tea with tapioca, and I love it. It tastes really good. Okay, so now let's talk about the bad parts of my experience. I'm just on another walk right now with the Apple Watch Ultra. It's actually my third walk for the day. I just love going for walks. I think it's really good for you. A nice way to get out some extra calories. But something that I find actually very disappointing about the Apple Watch Ultra is the cellular performance of the watch itself. I would give it a solid C-. Like, there's only a few times where it works okay, but a lot of the times it just downright sucks. For example, I love to use the Nike Run Club app on the Apple Watch, and I love to download guided run workouts where there's a coach in your ear as you're running. It's a really cool experience, and I actually recommend you guys give it a try. It's completely free. But the problem was I would stand outside for over 20 minutes trying to download a guided run onto my Apple Watch. It just wasn't finishing. I lost my patience. So I went upstairs to my condo, connected to Wi-Fi, and downloaded it there flawlessly. Okay, something else that I also noticed about trying to use an Apple Watch only instead of an iPhone is the fact that when you're going for walks all the time, the main thing that you're going to miss out on is just being able to take pictures. Not having your phone on you, you're going to miss out on those opportunities where if you're only using your Apple Watch, you're going to miss those moments. So I'm not saying that Apple Watches need to be able to take pictures, but what I am saying is they need to be open to that reality if you're going to really hone in on just using your watch everywhere you go. Regardless if you use Apple Music or Spotify, the number one thing that stood out to me was that around 10 to 15% of the time, the music would jitter, or it would skip a few beats, or it would take quite a while to load the next song. It doesn't happen all the time. About 85 to 90% of the time, it's fine. But it's happened enough times where it's made me question, like, why am I paying for a data plan on my watch when it does that? It's just a little bit frustrating, and it does take you out of the experience, especially when you never have that issue if you're just streaming music on your iPhone. Okay, now let's talk about the ugly. I actually discovered this by accident as I was going outside to do a recovery run. And those kinds of runs you have to do at conversational pace. So I figured I'm gonna go for a run. I'm gonna hop on a call while I'm running. That way I can guarantee that I can hold a conversation because I'm actually doing it while I'm running. But little did I know that that's actually an impossible task. You can't do that on the Ultra. You can't do that on any Apple Watch, period. You're unable to multitask while you're on a phone call. And that's just one example that sucks, but think about just wanting to use GPS navigation and wanting to find your way to your friend's house, and you just wanted to talk to your friend as you're walking to their house. You can't do that on the Apple Watch. Or let's say you're on a phone call on your Apple Watch and you just remembered that you needed to text somebody something really quickly. You can't do that. You have to end the call first before you can send the text. You can't do both. Overall, I'd rate this experience a solid B-. I feel that the Apple Watch Ultra delivers really well on the essentials. And if that's all you're after, like basic phone calling, texting, navigation without your iPhone, you're good, you're taken care of. But if you're after the luxuries of what cellular connectivity could have looked like and what multitasking could have looked like on the Apple Watch, it's just not here today, unfortunately. I hope in 2023 or sometime in the next few years, Apple figures out multitasking, figures out giving us better speeds on this data connection on the watch. Because I mean, I hate to say it because I love Apple Watches, but it sucks. It's not a good experience. I've been frustrated since the day I bought this thing 2 weeks ago as my first ever cellular watch. And 2 weeks later, doing this 24-hour experiment today, it just hasn't got better. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Check out this video right here where I talk about my initial impressions with the Ultra, and I'll catch all of you guys in the next video. Peace.